Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, it happens to be $2.18 trillion market cap for crypto. The market is off by 0.9%. 59,100 plus for Bitcoin right now. 2,600 plus for Ethereum. $115 billion market cap plus for Tether. And we see USDC 34 billion plus. We're waiting for the real USD to be launched. It could happen within the next 60 days. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen, on or around Q3, the end of Q3, which will be September 30th. So we could be very close to seeing the real USD launched. I remind people, $319 billion plus market cap right now for Ethereum. And what do we know? XRP, 32 billion. So we're right around, give or take, just under $400 billion worth of active market cap that the real USD will be exposed to possibly within the next 60 days. How about that one? So seeing that we're 57 cents for XRP at the number 7 spot, we're up 0.7 on the 24. We're up 14% on the 7-day. Range of price between 56 and 58 cents. We're about smack dab in the middle. Let's get started. It's linked to, ladies and gentlemen, the best home in the world for private equity. And you don't want to mess around because I tell you, open registration is on right now. Just go sign up and register. That's how it's done. Find out for yourself just how easy the process is to onboard to private equity and the best private equity available with the best affordable minimums to get started. This is an opportunity. I cannot overstate how incredible this opportunity is. Click the link to my sponsor below and get started today. Remember, some of these things run out very quickly on this platform. So if you want private equity, this is your moment. Don't mess around. Let's get started. Looks right here, USD Tether prints $1 billion of USD Tether. Oh boy. Paulo Arduino himself says public service announcement, 1 billion USD Tether inventory replenished on Ethereum network. Note, this is an authorized but not issued transaction, meaning that this amount will be used as inventory for next period issuance requests and chain swaps. Every time I see Tether printing $1 billion USDT, I think to myself, we're about to see the market move. And taking a look at this Bitcoin chart prediction here shows the 800-day spread that we see on the chart between these peaks and valleys here, showing us that we are here at this moment. And could we see that we're in the beginning of what could be the next 800-day bull run, give or take? I don't know, but we did just see $1 billion USD Tether printed, so it's likely. Not financial advice. Listen to this, because last night was an conversation with Elon and Trump. And obviously it was a great conversation. Crypto did not come up, but we are still waiting to hear how Kamala Harris and her team are going to approach crypto and what their stance will be. I happen to believe that they're not going to change from the stance of the Biden administration. But listen to what's said in this exchange very quickly here.
Those who argue, who think if you're a single voter on crypto, that this could lose her the election if she doesn't come out and embrace it. Look, Trump was all for the not taxing tips. Now she's all for. Do you think she will ultimately embrace crypto as an industry?
I predict her verbiage will. And I do think that part of the reason why is you see Trump's speech at the Bitcoin conference. It's just a matter of competing for votes that she's going to adopt a thoughtful position. Now, speaking as an American, not from a partisan perspective, I think that's a good thing. I think we should want great debate in the marketplace of ideas. Even if she offers a thoughtful digital assets framework or policy, even if I don't agree with all of it, I think that'll be a good thing for the country. But what I challenge Kamala Harris to do is not just cite the pieties and the words, Go into detail. Say what you actually believe about self-custody of assets. Say what you actually believe about whether you think Gary Gensler should continue as the leader of the SEC. So I think those specifics are going to matter a lot, Kelly.
For sure, but is what you're saying is just a general position of openness is probably all the industry really is looking for. This idea that it's not a partisan issue, that Republicans are for it and Democrats are against it.
It should not be a partisan issue. Now, what I think you are seeing is this tendency to really embrace whatever wins her the most votes. But when you're looking at your question, Andrew, of how do you assess the seriousness of that, the metric to use is how specific she actually gets on those policy proposals.
Absolutely, no doubt about it, and we shall see. This out right here from Alex Thorne says new evidence that a Harris team will continue the crypto crackdown. Her advisor choices suggest she will keep Biden's hostile attitude to crypto as she brings in a couple people here, Brian Deese and Bharat Ramotri here, and two key anti-crypto officials. This is showing you what the position is going to be while trying to remain silent and hold these town halls and have Mark Cuban tout that this administration actually wants to be embracing of this technology. I tell you, you know, there are many different things that Harris could do right now to establish dominance for the crypto voters in the space, and she's done none of it. Now, I want you to listen to this. As Ripple Stuart Alderoty mentions the phrase hitting the reset button 4 times in just 1 minute of this edited clip. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because we are in a critical moment of 60 days, and we want to see if the SEC, remember, they tried to get an interlocutory appeal during the case for the summary judgment because they disagreed that secondary market sales are not securities. They disagreed with that. They were denied the interlocutory appeal. Now we have to wonder, is the SEC going to try to come back and appeal that summary judgment decision? I say to you, if they do, then that tells me that the SEC is determined to stop access to the retail investor. That will be the play. It's obvious if they appeal that decision, they are trying to stop everyone in the retail investor world from having access to XRP. I'm not saying they'll take ours because I don't believe they'll do that. But for me, if they go back for that appeal and try to do that, then that means they're literally trying to get it off of the exchanges. But listen to what Stuart Alderoty says here.
And hopefully this turns a page, not only for Ripple, but also hopefully finally this administration will turn the page on their war on crypto and hit the reset button. And if the SEC is a rational actor, and they are, and this administration truly is serious about hitting the reset button on their war on crypto, there should be no appeal and everybody should be moving on. What we need as a country is to hit the reset button. And what we really should be focusing on is creating clear laws, rules, and regulations so this industry can thrive in the United States just as it is thriving outside of the United States. The combination of our litigation outcome, the combination of the election season we're in, we can really see a reset button here, and we can finally move away from wasting tax dollars on victimless charges in courts and building a rational and practical framework for the crypto industry in the United States.
No doubt about it, and I couldn't agree more. And I love his narrative of hitting the reset button and getting on page with this industry and Capitol Hill and Congress and a new administration. That's what we need. Meanwhile, USD Tether CEO Paulo Ardoino says MiCA is creating incredibly systemic risk. Take a listen to this.
OKX and Binance and so on. The problem with the limits imposed by MiCA is that there are 2 types of limits. There is the limits that are reducing the, let's say, or making the stablecoin volume and issuance limited. So it means that there are like limits on the circulation and so on. We don't have any issues with those. Those are the type of limits that makes the system more secure. But then there are other types of limits. So limits to the reserves. And you would think, oh, well, the limits to the reserves should make the stablecoin safer. Actually, my problem and our problem at Tether, we are the first ones that raised the problem, when everyone else was very, very shy, is that the limits are requesting that for a stablecoin like USDT, 60% of the reserves should be kept in cash deposits into a bank. Why that is a problem is because cash deposits are non-insured, uninsured above 100,000 euros in Europe. If you're a stablecoin and you have 10 billion euros under management, and you are only insured up to 100,000 euros, that is a big problem. Because we have seen what happens with Silicon Valley Bank and our main competitor in 2023. They had 3.3 billion in cash deposits in Silicon Valley Bank. Silicon Valley Bank went belly up, we all know about that. And our main competitor almost died. So I think we have a very, very recent example why that is a bad idea. The bank goes bankrupt because it cannot meet your redemption request, because that is a bank run in all effects. And you go belly up as a stablecoin, so you fail, you go bankrupt as well, because you were relying on a bank that was doing fractional reserve.
Well, here, let me help with it a little bit. 1-to-1 or a surplus. That's what you need to have. Forget your fractional positions. 1-to-1 or a surplus. And I find it pretty remarkable that this guy can sit here and preach to everybody else what they are doing wrong when this guy just got shut out of 27 nations in the European Union and the new MiCA regulations. And yet he continues to preach to everyone else. Ha! Not bad work if you can get it, I guess. Shout out to Vet. Shout out to XRP Cafe. They say it'll start in Tokyo, not London. Remember, London is a huge crypto hub, but Japan is obviously hugely bullish on Ripple and XRP. Japan passion, enthusiasm for the XRP ledger is the breeding ground for innovation. Shout out to XRP Cafe, who've just announced that they are going to be partnering with SBI to promote the use of the XRP ledger in Web3 community through strategic partnership with Ripple. This, to me, is just amazing. And listen, Adam, you guys, what you're doing there is remarkable, and you guys deserve this. I'm so excited for you because, you guys keep your head down. You work so hard. And I just love that you're being recognized and called on here to help in this matter. And I hope that it really blows your business way up to the moon. No doubt about it. You guys work so hard. Ripple's on-demand liquidity sales, which uses XRP as a bridge for instant settlements, won't be subject to securities laws. We know this. But again, my concern here, ladies and gentlemen, is will the SEC go after the original ruling in the summary judgment of the SEC Ripple case? And if that is the case, then it tells me they're coming after retail and they want to close the door on being able to get the asset in the manner that we've been able to all these years. Meanwhile, Ripple partner DBS conduct pilot for blockchain-powered treasury tokens tested under the BIS pilot project Guardian. Loving this. And look, and that was testing on Ethereum as well. And I think that's great because obviously the real USD is going to be launched on the XRP ledger and the Ethereum network. Don't sleep on that. Here's a brief overview of how Barat bill payment system, which has ties to Lulu Exchange, a well-known Ripple and MasterCard partner. As you can see, the ties here, all shown here. We don't need to play the clip. But what I do want to show you here in this particular clip is that in this, they do mention
mobile top-ups and so on. This will venture into something completely new in time to come.
So I'll just repeat actually. So this is like, something we can look for the future actually. Currently, all the payments which are happening via the SWIFT network.
Ripple.
The SWIFT network is like, very costly network, and it costs like almost like $8 to $10 for $1,000 transfer. So in the future, what might happen, like, that there'll be bilateral arrangement between two countries for CBDC exchange, and also like, we could use crypto networks like Ripple for like, cross-border payments. So this is something which can we'll plan in the future.
There you go, right there. It's all in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. And I like what Echo the Truth has put here. With the Ripple case now resolved, XRP is poised for activation, allowing institutions, banks, custodial companies to fully utilize the XRP Ledger Network. We're about to go into a commodity super cycle, and I think that this is correct. Real asset super cycle, because what you're talking about is tokenizing the money of the world, the oil, the soft commodities like corn, soybeans, wheat, right? Construction, real estate. You're going to see it all. Wall Street, stocks, bonds, derivatives, all of it. Energy. Everything is going to be tokenized, and that's where we're getting ready to head to. And it is going to be the greatest transformation of a monetary system that we've ever seen in the history of mankind. We are witnessing the greatest financial paradigm shift in the history of mankind, and it cannot be overstated. And it may feel like it's never going to happen, but we're closer to it happening than ever before. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.